Hi, my name's Ailbhe. I'm 28, I'm a plumber and I work for my dad. So I finished school in 2015 and I didn't really want to go down the route of college. So I actually started working straight away just to kind of fill the gap until I decided what I did want to do. But on my weekends or my days off, I'd give my dad a hand. And I actually really enjoyed it. And it's funny because in school my stronger subjects would have been the practical subjects. But yeah, I'd give him a hand, and after a couple of months he just asked would I be interested in doing an apprenticeship, and at the time I thought he was mad. But after thinking about it, I decided I'd give it a go. So I registered as an apprentice in February of 2016. And I did my training through the LOETB, which is the Laois Offaly Education and Training Board. And I have to say the support I received from the training board throughout my whole 4 years was second to none, particularly from Sandra Doyle, who was my training advisor at the time. You know, she would check in regularly over the phone, and even on site she'd just call out to catch up and see how I was getting on. And yeah, that was the case throughout the whole 4 years. I was also lucky enough to be asked to speak at some different events and on the radio, and that was all made possible by Sandra. You know, many trades, the likes of plumbing, was generally male dominated. Thankfully now that's changing and more women are, you know, getting involved in trades. But yeah, at the time it wasn't so common. So I was delighted to be asked to speak at these events, you know, to try and encourage especially women to think about trades, but also young people in general. Because for me, doing an apprenticeship allowed me to gain so much confidence. You know, it pushed me out of my comfort zone, especially at the time. You know, I probably found it a little bit difficult, but it has stood to me in the long run massively. You know, for example, when I arrived at my first day in phase 2, which would have been my first, you know, time in the classroom, I walked into the room and I expected it to be, you know, mainly lads. But when I walked in, I think they got more of a fright. You know, they weren't expecting to see a girl doing an apprenticeship. So yeah, I think it was a bigger adjustment for them. But I have to say, I had great crack with all the lads throughout the whole 4 years. You know, they always included me in everything. You know, even when they were going to the AstroTurf after, you know, in the evening, I'd always be invited. So yeah, it was brilliant. So yeah, I had really good crack. But for me, probably one of the best things about my job is probably the fact that no 2 days are the same. You know, I'm one place today, somewhere else tomorrow, doing something, you know, different, which suits me down to the ground. But also, you know, there's challenges with the work, but the sense of satisfaction, you know, at the end of the day when you get a job done it's nice. And you know, we spend so much of our lives working, so I think it's really important to enjoy what you do. So I am very lucky that I love my job, and then I also get to work with my dad, so I think that's quite special. I'm very lucky. To anyone that would be considering an apprenticeship, I would 100% say go for it. You know, college isn't for everyone, but the beauty of an apprenticeship is you kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, so you're learning on the job, but also you get a taste of college life as well. And then of course you're paid while you're doing it, so that's always a plus. And you know, there is a huge demand for tradespeople in the country, so there's plenty of work. And then also, you know, if you ever decided you wanted to travel, you know, that option is there to travel when you have a trade. It's always something you can fall back on. And there's so many things to do afterwards. You know, since I have completed my apprenticeship, I have also completed my RGI gas training to allow me to work on gas, and I'll possibly go back to college at some stage and further my skills. So yeah, who knows what I might do. Thank you.